everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Hey everybody, welcome to today's Saturday with Stacey, YouTube class number 593. And it is a Scrapbooking Made Simple YouTube class. That did not take long for the siren to go by. You see, my store is on a main street here in Canyon Country, California. Right on the main street, Soledad Canyon Road. So we hear absolutely everything, but that's okay. Back to what I was saying. Okay, back to where I was. So, hey, welcome to Saturday with Stacey YouTube class 593. I have got a really fun and hopefully teachable YouTube class for you today. I am going to be playing with product that I have just launched with Sizzix. I am a Sizzix licensed designer. Hey Sizzix, hello! And I'm going to be playing with 4 of my new designs. 2 weeks ago, I did a whole class on the Stacey Park Dimensional Diffuser versus the Tim Holtz Retired Diffusers, and why they are both amazing and why they are both different. They're the same, but they're different. So if you were looking for the dimensional diffuser or looking at it, I do encourage you to go back and watch that class because it is an in-depth side-by-side view of both the brand new Stacey Park Dimensional Diffusers by Sizzix and the retired Tim Holtz, and how one works with just 2D embossing folders and one works with just 3D embossing folders. But today I am using my Creative Coordinations, and that is a stamp and die set that I concept up. I don't know if that's a word. I came up with the concept because I wanted something to go with the dimensional diffusers, but still stand alone on their own. And since the first class I did with the dimensional diffusers really was to help guide you and help show you the differences between Tim's diffusers and my diffusers, there wasn't a lot of time for me to play with my Creative Coordinations. So today, I'm not going to be playing with the diffusers at all. I am going to be playing with my Creative Coordinations. I'll explain to you how they work with the diffusers, but really they are a standalone set. That was super important to me, that the concept be a standalone set, because maybe you're not into the diffusers. It's possible. I mean, but you love the Creative Coordinations. Or maybe you buy the coordinations, the Creative Coordinations, and then later on you find yourself dipping your toe into the diffuser, or maybe you just love it all, or maybe you're just here for the inspiration because I have the most beautiful finished samples for you. And this is a teachable class. There is a technique to this class. So while I am going to be using my Creative Coordinations throughout the video, this video really isn't about them. Hey Sizzix! It really isn't. They're a means to an end. I needed to use stamps, and so I thought, okay, I'll just use mine, because really this class is more about 2 different types of papers and 2 different types of inks, and why one works with one but it won't work with the other, and really explaining it to you so you understand just how amazing the Stacey Park Premium Dye-Based Reinkers are, but also just how amazing the Ecoline Royal Talons markers are, but just how amazing Gasen Paper is. Have you ever heard of Gasen Paper? It's from Japan and it's amazing. But then I also am playing with my brand new Stacey Park 110-pound white paper that has not launched yet. Not yet. But I will be playing with it all day today. So while I am using my Creative Coordinations sets today, this is about more than that. This is an opportunity for me to share and to show why you need the right thing for the right thing. Not all inks work the same, and not all paper is the same. And being able to know the difference will just make you more successful in your crafting, and it'll make you feel like a rock star when you've got it right. So let me show you. And that way you avoid the, well, that didn't work and that didn't look like I thought it was gonna look. Let me let you bypass all of that and just get to the amazing. Just get to the magic part of creating. So I've got it all here in front of me, and I am really excited to share it with you. I do have winner chicken dinner from last week. I have 2 winners. Oh, I can't pronounce. Know the name, can't pronounce the last name. I have 2 winners. I also want to tell you that we have pulled all the winners from Facebook. 22 people won from Facebook. 22. So I will do a post. I'll try and do a post this weekend, and if not, at the latest Monday, listing all 22 winners on Facebook. What was I thinking? I was thinking, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Giveaway, giveaway, giveaway. So hang tight. They've all been pulled. You can't post anymore. There's a brand new post. There's a brand new post there that isn't part of the winners from last week and Creative World. It was Creative World that we went to. So you guys, oh my gosh, look at Facebook. I just keep checking back. I will try to get a post up and listing all 22 of you who have won. But the 2 who have won today, who have won $100 online store credit, easy peasy on this one. Rebecca Williams, I got that down. Rebecca, hey Rebecca Williams. Hello, $100 winner chicken dinner. Congratulations. Wahoo kachoo. But you're not alone. This is the one I can't do. Patricia. I got the Patricia. I'm good with that. And then I lose it from there. Sizauskas? Oh, Patricia. You love me anyway. Right? It's okay that I didn't pronounce it. I'm not Sizauskas. Sizauskas. Cas. I can't do it. I tried. I gave it a college effort, but it doesn't matter. The $100 still spends the same way whether I pronounce your name right or not. I don't know what we're going to do for 600 YouTubes. Honestly, I don't. For 600 Saturday with Stacey's, but I am already dreading the list of winners that I'm going to have to announce. I am already dreading the list of winners. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, so Rebecca Williams, congratulations Rebecca, and Patricia. Congratulations, Patricia. Both of you should have $100 in your online account right now for you to spend any way that makes your heart happy. We have to do the winner chicken dinner dance because that's what we do. Are you ready? You're a winner, chicken dinner. You're a winner, chicken dinner. Wahoo, kachoo for you. Congratulations to the both of you. I really do hope that you enjoy your winnings and you spend it on something that will just make your heart so very, very happy. All right, now if you want a chance to be a winner chicken dinner, you have to post a comment below. If you're on a desktop or a laptop, all the comments should be below. If you're joining me during the premiere of today's class, we are live chatting. On a desktop or a laptop, the live chat is that way. On a different device, the live chat may be below. So come say hey, right? Come say hey. We'd love to meet you. I'd love to say hello right back to you. All right, so today I do have creative coordinations for you, and I think I'm gonna do, and they do work with my diffusers. I developed them with the intent of working with the diffusers, but also to be standalone. So I think I'm gonna tilt down and I'm gonna walk you through that just a little bit, and then we're gonna get started with, I think I'm gonna do side to side comparisons on different paper and different inks and why you can't and why you can and why you should and why you're gonna love it. All All right, so I'm going to tilt down, everybody. It's good to see you. Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday with Stacey, YouTube class number 593. Let's get crafty, let's get creative, and let's have some fun. All right, just quickly, a few samples because I had to make some ahead of time because I'm going to be using oodles of water. But this is a creative coordination. It's called Wallflower. I love naming my things. Creative coordination. I love this. Creative coordination. And I mean, they all can go any way you want. It really depends upon how you want them to turn, what you want them to look like. This one's called Live Wire. So let me show you the creative coordinations first. So we've got Live Wire. And the way I built the set is that you have a full-size stamp. This is an A6 stamp, full-size stamp. Then you have oodles and oodles of sentiments. All of these are sentiments. Then you have each one of them has a different shape. This one is a diamond stamp that has an outline to it. And then you have the diamond die cut. Now, most of these stamps are going to fit inside the diamond, whether you've got the diamond vertically or you've got it horizontally. They'll fit one way or the other, and then the die will cut the shape out for you, so then you can add it to your stamp, or you can make it for your layouts, or you can add it to you. This is great for altered art or mixed media. So the idea is that you've got the stamp, the focal point, you've got all the sentiments, you've got a frame, and you've got a die to cut that out. And every creative coordinations is built this way, or very similar to this. Now the stamps that come with this, just a note to say hello. Congrats to my fabulous friend, yay. Smile, special day, happy birthday. A day older, a day better. Oh yeah, baby, congrats, you got this, hey there. So there's a ton of different sentiments, and you can use those sentiments just on their own. Now the diamond is what is unique about this, because that diamond does go with my dimensional diffuser. So the dimensional diffuser, again, I did a YouTube on it 2 weeks ago, is a tool that allows you to take an embossing folder, 3D embossing folder, not a 2D, a 3D embossing folder, and add a diffused area in it. So basically a blank space where there is no embossing. The starter kit comes with the rectangle. But then I did 3 other shapes along with it. This is the diamond. So when you use this to diffuse a diamond shape into one of your card bases or your embossing folders, it leaves that empty void, which is where the creative coordinations comes in. This die fits the void in the diffuser. It's an exact match, so that you can then die cut a different piece of paper. You can use all the sentiments to stamp, and now you have got a sentiment inside of your diffused area. It is a whole concept, and I'm sure I will get back to it and do it. I thought I was going to be doing a different YouTube 2 weeks ago, but things changed, and so maybe I'll be able to get myself back to being able to show how these two work together. But they were envisioned together, and yet I didn't want to just give you this. Just a bunch of sentiments and a die and stamp that go with the dimensional diffuser because I didn't feel that that was enough of a product. You needed to be able to do something with it if you didn't have the diffuser. And that's where the large format stamp came in, because this does now make its own set. So I have one for the diamond. I have one for the oval. I've got an oval dimensional diffuser. Now, once you buy the base, the starter kit, once you have this, the only thing you're buying then is additional shapes. So I want to say that this is around $32.99, and it comes with one diffuser shape. And then of course we've got it on sale. And then all the additional diffuser shapes are $14.99. And once you buy them, you don't ever have to replace them. They're a tool. So I did oval, and with oval, I did wallflower. And again, I've got a stamp, an oval stamp, with tons of sentiments that will fit in that oval stamp, along with a die that will perfectly cut out that stamp, and the stamp's got little dotties all the way around it, so that then you can take that and put that on your stamped image, or you can put it in your void on your dimensional diffuser. They're just meant to work. They can work together, they can work independently of each other. I really just wanted to give you as many options as I could. Now the sentiments in this set is be brave, be beautiful, be bold, be you. Thank you for being so kind. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. There are simply no words. I'm so sorry. Here comes the sun. You are worth celebrating. So a little bit of something for everybody, and this one goes with the oval dimensional diffuser. Or you can just use the diffuser on its own, or you can just use the creative coordinations on its own. And then we've got radiance. So this is the stamp. Oh, and there's the die. I've got this backwards. It's got to go like this. All right, there we go. So I've got the stamp, I've got the die, I've got the circle, and the circle stamp has got a double line around it. The die is going to line up perfectly and cut that out. So you can use the die and the stamp for so many different things. And then we've got all the sentiments. And the sentiments are sending you sunshine. You've been in my thoughts. I appreciate you. Wishing you everything wonderful. Always here for you. And you can use it with the circle dimensional diffuser. The die and the stamp are exactly the size of the diffuser. So again, they're meant to work together, but they don't have to. I just couldn't give you a bunch of sentiments and a die and not have it make sense. It didn't make sense to me. So these two will pair together, or they can be used on their own. And then the starter kit is here. And that's where you get the housing, the plates, the rectangle dimensional diffuser, all in the starter kit. And that's right here. And again, I've got a whole video on how to use this, and I will be using it again and again and again. There's more dimensional diffusers to come. And the set that goes with that is our Mountain High. And this is a unique set. This set, these four will squish together, and you do each one of them in a different color. And then this is the reflection of that, so that you have the top part of your card here, and they do squish together, and you stamp one in 4 different colors, and then the reflection in the coordinating 4 different colors. Really so very pretty. So here they haven't shown the reflection. We've just shown it with the one mountain range, and of course we've given you the sun, and there's some birds flying, and you've got the rectangle stamp with the rectangle die, and then a ton of sentiments that will work with it. Thinking of you, believe in yourself, every morning is a new arrival, the best view comes after the hardest climb, with sympathy, if you dream it, you can do it. And this one goes with the starter set. So while they all do work with the dimensional diffuser system, and they were all developed for that, and my concept of this was a little out of the box. It was. Sizzix had to go, They thought about it for a little bit, and then they said, yeah, I think that that's probably a good idea, and I'm so glad that they did. We're going to be playing with these today, but we're just going to be playing with them as the die and stamp set that they are. We're not going to get into the diffuser today, just the die and stamp set that they are. And I think I'm going to start with Radiance. Love this one. So this is the circle, and I just love this stamp. Now I'm going to be doing side by side. I think that's the best way to do this. I have got paper. It's called Gasen Paper. I don't know if you've ever heard of it before. I have used it. I do love it. I've done a couple videos with it. It is a high quality Japanese art paper. And yes, it is. It is made in Japan. It is beautiful. I want to say it's, well, it says 82 GSM, but it's not a typical paper. I don't know how to explain it. It's a calcium carbonate type paper. It's unusual, and it's used a lot for calligraphy. In fact, Gasen art paper is made in the Koshu district near Mount Fuji in Japan. Koshu is known for producing authentic, high-quality Japanese paper. Gasen is a very resilient pulp-based paper, lightly sized. And when we're talking about size, we're not talking about the size of the paper. We're talking about how long it takes for liquid to absorb in. The more your paper, the more the paper has sizing in it, the longer it takes for the water or the ink to absorb in, which is why watercolor paper is heavily sized, because it sits on top and lets you play with it. Whereas cardstock doesn't have much sizing at all, and the water just goes right on in. This is lightly sized, so it doesn't have a lot of opportunity for the water to sit on top and have you play with it. So a high quality Japanese paper, Gasen is a very resilient pulp-based paper, lightly sized to allow for finer detail for ink painting, watercoloring, Japanese marbling, calligraphy, and block printing. One side of the paper is smooth, the other side is slightly rough. Create on the smooth side for best results. So let's open it. There's 20 sheets in here. Pull out a couple pieces. 20 sheets in here, and it really does have two sides. There is a smooth side, and then there's this fuzzy side on the back. It's very, very fuzzy. You can absolutely feel the difference. There's no question about it. We are going to be doing some on the smooth side, and then we're going to flip it and do some on the back side. And it's a beautiful technique, but I want you to see how we do it with paper, the same technique with paper. Now, this is my brand new 110-pound cardstock. Has not released yet. I have it in white, I have it in black, I have it in ivory. So it will be releasing, I'm hoping, soon. We have to get the order all here. So I am going to be using this, and I've been using this paper for, at least a month and a half now on camera, just so I could be sure it did everything I wanted it to do, and it does. So I'm going to use the stamps on both the Gasen paper and my new cardstock, and I'm going to be playing with both Ecoline markers and my Jacquard premium dye-based re-inkers. Re-inker being the key here. I'm not going to be using any of my ink pads at all. So I think I'm going to, let's grab the stamp. And let's put it here. I want to keep my Gasen paper kind of close by. And I guess I can put these over here for now. And I'm going to bring over my stencil and stamp tool because we're going to be using that all day today. So stencil and stamp tool all day. And I'm going to be using it only as a stamp positioner today. So I want to show you the difference between the paper and the Gasen and what happens between the two. I'm going to cut my Gasen kind of in half. And save this. I'm not throwing that away. And I will cut my cardstock in half. Now for both of them, I'm going to start the exact same way. I'm going to be using my waterproof black ink from Jacquard. This ink is super important. We were out of it. We have a new order coming in next week. So if it's on back order for you, it'll be here soon. This ink is really, really important if you are going to be using any kind of water with your projects, with your inks, with your paints. It doesn't move. It truly is waterproof. I don't know, you will see firsthand that it doesn't smudge and it doesn't smear and it's affordable. Jacquard kept it really affordable, and if you only have one waterproof ink in your crafty arsenal, this is the one you should have. Can you use India ink? Yes, India ink will work equally as well. So if you have Hero Arts India ink, you're golden. You don't need this. But if you do not have Hero Arts India ink in your arsenal yet, this is as good and less money. So I leave it to you. Will black memento tuxedo black ink work? Yes, but it still smears a little bit, where the India ink and the Jacquard ink does not. So again, if you've got the Hero Arts India ink in your crafty arsenal, you are golden. If you don't have any, you have to look at the price difference and decide which one you like better. They both are going to do exactly the same thing. All right, so I'm going to tilt down and we're going to ink up with this ink, and I'm going to stamp both my Gasen paper and my cardstock. We've got the ink and the re-inker. We go through this stuff. I mean, it just is so popular because it's affordable and it does what it says it's going to do. So I've got my stamp platform, or my stencil and stamp platform. I'm not going to be using it as a stenciling tool today, so I need to keep my lid on because that's what makes it a stamp platform. I'm going to put my Gasen paper down. Now I need to be sure that that fuzzy side is face down. Face down. I've got my sticky grid that comes with my stencil and stamp tool. That sticky grid allows your paper to not move, and yet when you need to pull it up, it pulls up easy peasy. It is like the biggest oversized Post-it note you've ever seen, and yet it stays tacky for a really long time. What will make this not be tacky anymore is if you throw down glitter or embossing powder or baby powder, anything that would make a sticker not sticky anymore is what would make this not sticky when it eventually becomes not sticky. And I'm telling you, it takes a really long time. You pull it up and you replace it. Now I use this, when I pull this up, I save it because the backside is sticky, and then I cut it to make masks out of. Yes. All right, so I've got it down, and I'm gonna put my stamp here. The lid has two sides. One is flat and flush and smooth. One side is gridded. That gridded side is always facing you. That's always facing up. Put my lid in. You don't have to even click it in. It just goes. And we push down and pull up. Now, if you have enough space, you don't have to take your lid out every time to re-ink. You can just open it up and re-ink. I have a Big Shot machine like right here, so I don't have a lot of space to open my whole lid up. So I just take it out and then ink up. Now, this is a waterproof ink. It will stain your stamps. I am okay with it staining my stamps. It doesn't harm the stamp. It's not a solvent-based ink, so it's not going to eat away at the stamp. So it's not like a StazOn. This is not like a StazOn at all. This is not meant for non-porous products like a StazOn. StazOn is a solvent-based ink. Close it up and give a good press. Now, Polly, I got it. Polly Wyman, SMS Girl, honorary SMS Girl Polly made this for me so that I can push down super easy and get a nice little ta-da! I can see where there's maybe a little ink left. And I can push back where the ink didn't transfer all the way. But Polly made me one of these handy dandy little, actually this is the second one she made me. I don't know where the first one is. Somebody borrowed it and well, that happens. All right, I think I'm good. Do I think I'm good? Yeah, I'm good. All right, so one done. Now I'm just gonna move it on over and do a wash, rinse, and repeat. That way I have two of these to play with. Press down. It's going to leave a little bit of an impression. That's okay. I'm going to ink it up and press it right down. That's the beauty of a stamp positioner, is that it'll align up your stamp every single time. Okay, I think that's good. And down. And bring over my handy dandy tool, which I am loving. I love it. I love that I can grip it. It's like, yeah. Okay. Oh, good. Okay, I'm happy. I got two that are great. I'm going to pull this up, and we're going to set it to the side for just a second. Because I'm going to stamp while I'm here. I'm going to stamp two. On my cardstock. So now I've gone from Gasen Paper, which is a Japanese art paper. Not something you would typically find in your local paper crafting store. But Scrapbooking Made Simple is anything but typical. I don't know if that's good or if that's bad. But I do go search out new and unique and unusual and fun and creative and inventive. Yeah, good. That one right there. There we go. So one, on cardstock and 2. Let's just see if that lines up. Close enough. Press it down, pull it up. See, it's going to leave a little bit of an image, but that's okay because I'm going to be inking it up anyway. All right. So while I typically don't prep for a class, I did have to prep for this one a little bit because of the amount of water I'm going to be using. Looky, Polly, I'm already getting it all inky up and everything. You're probably going, Stacey, but that's okay. That means that I'm using it. It's mine. Inky hands, inky tools. If there wasn't some ink on it, it couldn't be mine. Little doodad right there. There we go. Okay, so now I have 2 and 2. Take my stamp off, grab a baby wipe, and just clean it off. It is slightly stained. I am perfectly okay with it being stained. That's not going to transfer the next time I use it. And for me, with my eyes the way they are, I'm going to be 57 this year. I'm going to be 57 this year. I can see what I'm doing. So let's line it back up and put it aside for the moment. All right, so I've got plenty to play with now with these two. Again, Scrapbooking Made Simple YouTube. There's the sirens. And I think I'm going to start with the cardstock. And I'm going to take and use, let's grab my palette over here. So I've got my tearaway palette. You know, I brought these in from Royal Talons because I'm a brand ambassador for Royal Talons, and I love them. I love them even more now that I know Creative Expressions is closing and we can't get our blending mats anymore. So these came at just the right time. I didn't know at that time that Creative Expressions was going to be closing, but these came at literally just the right time. So I think, in fact, I don't even know if I'm going to need it for this one. I'm going to take and let's play with some color. So let's do some yellow, and I'm going to scribble, scribble, scribble. So I'm just going to scribble, 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 and then maybe some pink. So I am using Ecoline brush tip markers from Royal Talons. These are watercolor markers and they are fine art material quality. They are beautiful. If you go back and watch In the Studio with Stacey, I have a playlist. All of January, I used these. Now I've gone scribble, 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 which you would think would be just a hot mess, until you start adding some water. Now this is not watercolor paper. This is the new Stacey Park cardstock. But if I start misting it, that ink starts to turn into a paint where you can take and just kind of move it around a little bit. I don't want to do too much. I'm not trying to blend the color. I just want to make a background. And that water moves and it flows and it blends. And you can add more water if you want. And it'll make it move a little bit more. And all I want to do is make a super easy, pretty background. That's it. That's all I'm going for. And my paper holds up and the ink moves easy peasy. So Ecoline pins have lots of uses, oodles of uses. This is just one of them where you can go scribble, scribble, scribble and make something fabulous. I don't even need to get my blending mat out. The water does all the work. And then if I wanted to come back in and add more color, I can. The markers will let me, even while it's wet, let me come back in and add more color if I want. And then with a wet brush, I can just kind of tap, tap, tap. And kind of blend it on in. So I think I'm going to let this one sit. So this is using Ecoline markers. And the more water I use, the more it's going to move and blend. Now, let's take this one. I'm going to do it one more time with Ecoline markers. And I've got, let's use some different colors. And this time I'll go really, really heavy with the water. Super heavy with the water. Put my pink back, and I'm a girl who likes her yellow, so we're gonna go with yellow. And then maybe a little bit of blue. I don't know if the brown's a good idea. We're going to find out. All right, so you would think that it would just be scribble, scribble, scribble. But then you start adding the water. And the minute you add the water, you can see it turn into a paint. It's crazy how these work. So I'm throwing oodles of water down. And you can see the water moving back and forth. And I'm just going to let it dry. That's all I'm going to do. I can move it back and forth a little bit. You can see, look at that. Now I could take and kind of tap some of it off. And I'm just going to let it dry. So I've got two of them drying. I could take that and kind of use the leftovers. And Cool. And then because the palette is the way it is, you literally just wipe it down and keep using it. There's 20 sheets here. And I've gone as far as 3 sheets in almost 2 months. That's all I've used is 3 sheets in about 2 months. Now, Yasutomo is the one that makes the Gasen paper. They also have just come out with a new set of the Fusion flat brushes. We've carried the Fusion brushes in this size and this size. These are the 2 sizes that we've had the Fusion brushes in for the flats. They now have come out with another size closer to, so now you've got 4. You've got where we originally had 2. They've now added 2 more in between the 2 that we had. So now we've got this one and we've got that one. And Fusion brushes we've also carried in the, we usually carry in the pointed as well, the tips. And it has the bamboo storage holder for it. So these are brand new. This just launched. And I know many of you may already have these too. And we don't have these open stock yet. But if you don't have them, for watercolor brushes, these are amazing. Amazing. Love them. All right, so, oh, see, look at how fabulous this is looking. So it's just gonna dry and that color's going to set in. And again, this was on cardstock. Just card, well, not every cardstock is the same. I wanted to be sure that my cardstock you could use with all types of mediums and it would hold up. And it does, look at that, not even all the way through. And I put lots of water. Should we cut the, no, I'll wait. I'll wait until they're closer to dry. But my goodness, isn't it beautiful? That's what Ecoline markers, just one of the things that Ecoline markers can do. So let's see about the Gasen paper. Got my Gasen paper. I've stamped on the smooth side, and the fuzzy side is now where I'm gonna play. So I'm gonna bring over my Ecoline markers, and I'm gonna grab my pink and my yellow and my blue, and I'm gonna do the same scribble, scribble, scribble. So I'm gonna come in, and I'm gonna scribble, 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 just like I did on my paper. So just like I did on my cardstock, scribble, scribble, scribble. Just like I did here. And when I added my water to these, the Ecoline immediately became a paint. So it would make sense that I would do it here and it would immediately become a paint. Except that it doesn't become a paint. No matter how wet I get it, it's not going to ever move. Not gonna move. Isn't happening. Okay. Went through, but not gonna move. It's gonna leave those stripes exactly where I put them, and that's not what we're looking for. Remember, on paper, scribble, 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 scribble. Scribble, scribble. On paper, Instant paint. Everything moves, the lines blur out. There are no lines eventually. You can take your paintbrush in there and move it around. And you can just let it go. Paper, completely different. Gasen paper, I can't get it to move that way. It just won't go. So I end up with line, 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 and that's not what I'm looking for. I can take my heat tool and dry this and make it beautiful, but I'm not going to. I'll let you sit there for a few minutes. All right. So let's bring over my other Gasen paper. And this time, instead of using my Ecoline markers, because they are not the right product for Gasen paper. They don't work well. You could put some on a palette and try and pick it up and move it over, but you'd have to put so much ink down to get it to move. Not what we're going for. So let's try we'll stick with those 3 colors because this one I got and it's not fab. But here, oh no, I'm going to use my reinkers. Stacey, my reinkers. So let's keep with those 3 colors. I'm going to use my Dragon Fruit Delight, and I'm going to use my Pineapple Crush, and I think I'll use my Blue Raspberry or my Blueberry Pie. So I'm going to put a couple drops of my reinker. So a little goes a long way with my reinkers. They are heavily saturated. Water, water, water. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to dab, dab, dab. And you can see the Gasen paper just absorbing the color. It is just absorbing the color. So if I want more yellow, another little, just a little drop. You don't want to do more than a little drop. Some more water, water, water. And some more color. All right, now let's do our Dragon Fruit Delight. And a drop. Water, 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 water. And I can mist my paper a little bit. And now let's go into, I did Blueberry Pie. What do we think? We think Blueberry Pie, I don't know. Maybe my Blue Raspberry. Okay, went into my yellow. And all the way around. And my colors are mixing and blending. And from the back it looks completely different than this. So this, you see all the lines that I made, all the scribbles that I could not scribble out. I just couldn't get rid of them. Here, however, I've got, gosh, just blobs of color everywhere. And my paper is super wet, and it can get wet. It can get wetter and wetter. How wet do you want your paper to be? You can keep adding color. You can take color away. I can go in there and keep adding a little bit of my pink here, my dragon fruit. But when I'm ready to turn it over, is where the magic happens. Now that is completely different than what I have here. I don't want to see all those lines. I want my image just to blend in and make new colors. I didn't use an orange, but my yellow and my pink made an orange. I didn't use a purple. Look at that. So Gasen Paper is not a fan of Ecoline markers. Not a fan at all. However, it is a huge fan of re-inkers. Water-soluble re-inkers. Do they have to be my re-inkers? No, they don't. They don't have to be my re-inkers. They can be anything that, as long as it's a water-soluble ink, you should be able to use it. Knowing not all inks are made exactly the same, keep that in mind. So you're going to get, with a better ink, you're going to get a better result. But you may have fabulous inks that do just the most perfect job. I'm just making a background. And I know it kind of looks like mud there, but it's not mud here. My inks don't make mud. They don't do mud. Mud's not a color for us. They do some pretty things. All right, I think I've got mauves going on in there and greens and pinks in there. I've made a background. Here's my first background. Hello, beautiful. And then I'm going to wipe this up. So when we're talking about ink and papers, knowing what paper you have, here, Ecoline, right onto cardstock. Just absolutely lovely. Still a little wet, but what a quick and easy way to make a background. Quick and easy. Perfect with cardstock. And then you have Gasen paper, which is perfect with water-based re-inkers. It's so vibrant. It's so pretty. Now it is wet. It's going to take a little time to dry. So I just lay them on a paper towel and away I go. Now this ink has not moved. It has not budged, the black waterproof ink. There's not a smear to be seen. And that is a testament to Jacquard. When they say waterproof, they mean it. Cardstock, Gasen. They both have a purpose. They both have a function. They're just different from each other. This one I could have got a little bit more wet. What if I go back in? You're like, can you do that? I just did. So once it's sort of dry, you can come back in, re-add color on top, re-wet, and away it goes again. I love water. Water is your friend. You can see how much water I've got on here. When it dries, it will dry to a matte finish. So I'm going to set this one off to the side and we're going to let this one dry again. But I've done these two. So let's grab another one. Oh, this is not laying flat. Lay flat. All right, let's grab another one of my creative coordinations. Now I could come back and I've got the stamp, I've got the die, and I've got the sentiments that I could now die cut stamp and put on top of either of these to add a sentiment to them. But let's try live wire. And let's cut some paper. And let's get a piece of Gasen paper. Oh, this is so, look at how pretty this is becoming. Oh my gosh. Yay. And look at how pretty this is becoming. In fact, I'm going to just dab that up. What an easy background to make. And you just do a zillion of them and let them dry and then they're done. Okay, so let's take my stencil and stamp tool. Let's put my markers away like I'm supposed to. And so fuzzy side down. You're going to stamp on the smooth side. You're going to color on the fuzzy side. Lids on my inks. And let's ink it up with my black. So most of these stamps will go vertical or horizontal in my creative coordinations. You have an option. I think even wallflower, you could probably get away with it. And they're kind of nondescript, so that you can use them for any occasion, depending on what ink you use, what color paper you use. Is it for a guy? Is it for a girl? Is it a modern wedding? Is it, what do you need it for? Change the ink, change the paper, change the look. It's gonna leave a little bit, that's okay, because I'm just gonna stamp right over the top of it. And again, this ink is not gonna move no matter how much water I put down. It just stays in place, although it's not StazOn. StazOn is meant for non-porous materials. This ink will never dry on plastic or glass. It won't. It's not meant to do that. It's still a dye-based ink, not an alcohol-based ink, which is what StazOn is. Oh, great, I got two. Oh, I cut 2 pieces of paper. Okay, well, I'll have that for next time. And then let's do that works. There we go. Take off my stamp. Let's clean it up. And this time we'll start with the Gasen and we'll do the cardstock last. So we'll reverse it this time. Okay, let's start with Gasen this time. So I've stamped on the smooth side, and I'm not even going to try with my Ecoline markers. I'm not even going to give it a thought. I'm just going to go straight into my re-inkers. So I need to turn my paper upside down. And now if you want, you can give your, you know what I'll show you. That's better than me telling you. Showing you is better. So let's grab my green. Want my green? No, how about my teal. And my yellow. And maybe a little bit of my baked brownie. And some water. So I'm going to start with my yellow. And I'm just going to go straight to it. And then maybe my teal. So the paper is absorbing it pretty fast. You don't have a lot of play time. And then maybe a little bit of my baked brownie. And then I think I'll come back with just a little bit more yellow. So you never know exactly what you're going to get, and you're never going to get two that are exactly the same. All right, so let's grab a piece of paper towel and let's flip it over and see what we've got. So here, it's kind of blotchy. Now you may like the blotchy. That may work for you. But I can't come back and move it. Once it's down, it's down. I can try and lighten it, but I can't, it's not like a paint where I can paint back and forth to move it. So I'm gonna have a little bit of blotchiness. Now you may like the blotchiness and that may be the exact look you're going for. It was not the look I was going for. And even if I put more color down, and mind you, you're doing little drops of color. You're not adding too much. You can always add more, but you can't put it back inside the bottle. Even if I go in and I try to add more color to kind of feather it out, I'm kind of stuck. There's just no way for me to move it. And I mean, it's not bad, but it's not what I was going for. So, to avoid the blotchy, I'm going to take, and we're going to let this dry, and I'm going to use it. I'm not tossing it. No, it's going to be fine. I'm going to let it dry. This one is getting dry. It's almost dry. It's getting there. Look at the color in that. Holy smokes, artichokes. Yes, I like it. I do. Okay, so instead of, let's clean up my mess. Instead of going straight to it right away, I'll put my ink down. I'm going to use the same color so we are apples to apples. See, the blotchies were okay on this one because there was so much of a pattern. The stamp had so much pattern to it that you don't see where one blotchy starts and one blotchy stops. But This one has very little pattern to it. There's lots of negative space in here. So you're going to see where one starts and one stops. So the best way to avoid that is I've stamped here. I'm gonna flip it over. I've got my inks ready to go. I'm gonna mist my Gasen paper before I even start. Look at how much water I'm adding. Then when I go in, you can't, look at that. I can paint with it. Look at that. Okay, this is a horse of a different color. Because I misted first, I don't have blotchies. Add some more yellow. And I'm able to blend the colors. Now I have no idea what we're gonna get. We're gonna turn it over and see if we like it. Oh, look at the difference. What a difference. And in fact, I think I'm gonna come back in and I want a little bit more blue, a little bit more teal deal. Ooh, that was a lot. Ooh, that was a lot. A little bit of water. Oh. Okay, what do we think of that? Are we liking it? Did you see how by misting it first, by giving it a good spritz of water, maybe I'll use yellow curry and try and darken that yellow up just a little bit. So yellow curry is definitely darker than pineapple crush. And then I can turn it, oh yeah, that's working. So you can turn it back and forth to see what you've got. Oh, this is so pretty. That is dramatically different than what we've got here. Not that this isn't okay. It is. Sure, why not? You just have to decide what you like better. So I used more yellow in this one, but I've got kind of the blobs of color, where here I've got kind of the waves of color. And they're both beautiful, but they're both different. I wished I had used a little bit more yellow in this one. I don't know if I can get it to enough yellow. Another dot. Just don't know that I can get it enough yellow. There's a little bit more yellow. All right, I'm gonna let it dry. So this one is almost dry. I'm gonna let this one sit to dry. Well, I'll let them both sit. And in the meantime, we'll So I'm trying to keep it out of the brown a little bit because, well, once I put it in the brown, then it will make mud because it's brown. And now we'll start picking up a little bit of the brown. But not too much. I think I'm gonna let that be. That's all the brown I'm gonna use, I think. And I'm gonna let that become a background. Let that one dry. And then wipe all this up. So I've done those two in the Gasen paper, and as it dries it just becomes prettier and prettier and prettier. Now let's play with it in my Ecoline markers. Let's do maybe and the minute I start spraying this, look at that. Bam. It blooms right out, starts to melt into each other. And then you can either leave it be. I can pick up some of the color if I don't want so much of it there. And I'm going to let this dry. I think I'm just going to let it be. Ooh, picked up a lot of the color. And let it run. Yeah, I'm just going to let that be. I'm going to let it dry. It's that fast and easy with the Ecoline markers. I'm not going to do any more. But let's grab another one. And let's do, oh, maybe the orange. Maybe a little bit of orange. Maybe a little bit of red. And this is where we could lose it on the blue. It may be a no-go with the blue. I'm going to grab a paper towel and pick up some of that color. Maybe a little bit more red. And my paintbrush. Look at that, I can color right on it while it's still wet. All right, should I leave it alone? Let it dry a little bit and then come back and see what more I want to do? I don't know that I want to do any more. You can see how wet it is. You can see the water running. But can you imagine markers being able to do that? Crazy good. See, I play too much. I should just leave it alone. Tell me to step away. Step away from the marker. Okay, I'm leaving it alone now. So I said 10 minutes ago, right? Oh, but yeah, see, that's really good. Okay, I'm okay with that. That's coming out really good. But I'm running out of places to leave it alone. Oh, yeah, that's coming out really good. Yay! Oh my gosh, what I thought was going to be a hot mess because I picked up too much color, I'm starting to love it. And this is on paper. Paper. So we've got this one on paper. Shoop. And cut away all the noise, and we'll see what we have left. So I call all the stuff on the outside the noise, because it can be distracting. Oh, what do you think? So that's on the cardstock with the Ecoline markers. But here, still wet. There on the Gasen paper. And this one on the Gasen paper. I don't know, the blotchy one's not so bad. So we've got Gasen paper. Gasen paper. Cardstock. Using my live wire stamp, part of my creative coordinations. That's not so bad. Well, that's a good way of showing it. So let's cut this one. This is the one that I redid and added more to it. So here I've got cardstock, Gasen paper, cardstock. Look at how bright the colors are on that Gasen paper. Wow. What do we think? They both are amazing, but you have to use the right stuff with the right one, or you're not going to get a great result. All right, so let's bring back. Let me put my markers away. That one, and that one, and that one, and that one. And let's bring over, so we've used live wire, we've used radiance. Let's use wallflower next. Wallflower. And let's cut some Gasen paper. And again, now we're going to do something, again, a little different. a little different than what we've been doing. So I've got my Gasen paper cut, and let's cut a piece of my cardstock. I suppose I can just stamp it like that and then I'll cut it. So Wallflower is for the oval dimensional diffuser. You've got an oval stamp that's got dotties, you've got the die that's going to cut that stamp out, and then all the sentiments to fill in. And that's going to layer perfectly on your oval dimensional diffuser. You can see how important the waterproof ink is because I am using a ton of water. And it hasn't smeared or smudged at all. Again, if you have India ink is going to do it as well. You're going to be fine with India ink. We used to sell Hero Arts India ink, so if you have it, you're good. If you don't have either of them, then those are your two options, your best options. And then it comes down to sometimes price point. I think the Jacquard is less money than the India ink. Yum! Love this stamp. I love this stamp. I do. I have creative coordinations coming out all the way through 2025 and into 2026. Now next week I'm going to be back. This was a really big release for Sizzix with me. This was a huge release. So I did the dimensional diffusers 2 weeks ago, and this week I'm doing the creative coordinations. Next week I have got a brand new type of die for Sizzix that they've never done before. Brand new type of die. So next week I'm going to be showing you those, and it's a complete game changer again. Oh, I think that works. Okay, so I've got those two done. Fuzzy side down. And of course, once you have the creative coordinations, you can mix and match. I mean, you can take this and use the oval sentiments. You can use the diamond sentiments. You can take the live wire that comes with the diamond, and you can use the oval sentiments with them, or the round from Radiance. You don't have to keep them inside the set. You can mix and match between all of them. Look at how beautiful that is. That stamp's just so lovely. It really just stamps absolutely lovely. And there we go. Pull off my stamp. Clean off my stamp. So wallflower goes with the oval, but you could absolutely use the diamond, you could use the rectangle, you could use any of the added elements from any of the other creative coordinations with it. So we're going to change this up again. I'm not even sure if I'll do the cardstock ones, but we're going to do the Gasen ones because I'm going to change it up again. So I'm going to bring over some of my green. I do like using a flat brush. I like the new size of the flat brush because the big flat brush, the one we've had, is massive. So I like the new size of the flat brush that they've brought out. And again, we've had these two sizes for forever. Now they've put one in between those two sizes, and they've put one smaller. So we don't have open stock of the two new ones, not yet, but we do have the 4-pack. And of course it'll be on sale. So let's see. And they're a Yasutomo brush, beautifully made. They are, for what we do, I mean, you could spend $100 on a brush, but for what we do, they are exceptional. They just work so lovely, especially the pointed tips. Oh my gosh, that set is so lovely. All right, so what do I want to do? I think I'm going to start with some zesty lime. I'm going to put some zesty lime over here. And a little bit of yellow. And let's see. Let's add some water. And I can mist my paper a little bit. And I'm just going to start. I'm going to try to avoid, maybe I should start with my flowers so I see where they are. Maybe that's a better place to start. So I've got some flower here, and I've got some flower here, and I've got some flower here, and a flower there, flower up here, flower over here, flower down below there. Okay. In fact, maybe I use the pointy ones for this. Yeah, that's a little easier. And then let's add some of my red. So add some red into my flower. And it's going to spread. There's nothing you can do about that. Okay, so now I've got my flowers going. Now I can see better where I need my green, and I am going to go back to a flat brush, because then I can just come in and go around. Make a little bit more green. Drop. Spray, 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 spray. Then I think I'm going to throw some of the yellow in there because I've still got yellow left. I might even just throw some of my red around. And maybe a spray, 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 and a little bit more green. So it kind of looks like a hot mess on the back. And now I'm putting the green over that red that I just put down. And let's see what we have. I mean, it does look like a hot mess, right? But when we turn it over, so pretty. And I can keep going. So if I don't like the red where I've put it, maybe I'm not crazy about the red. I put a little bit of red in there just to kind of bring up that color a little bit more. I'm gonna go back in. Add some yellow. And just dilute that red on out. And it gives you this beautiful, beautiful watercolor abstract look. That is just gorgeous. Now I'm going to let that sit for a little bit because I'm going to do another one, but I'm going to change it just a little bit. I'm going to bring out an inexpensive tool. They're called artist's crayons. For all intents and purposes, they're a wax crayon. They're a wax crayon. You get 3 of them. They're also by Yasutomo. That's where we bring them in. And they're, I don't know, $3.50, $3.60. They're relatively inexpensive and they last a really long time. So this time, as opposed to just going straight and starting to add my color, I'm going to take my wax crayon and I can see where my flowers are. I'm just going to color in where those flowers are. with my wax. And I'm not being exact, I'm just getting some wax down on the general vicinity of the flower. I think that's probably pretty good. I can feel it. All right, so now I've got some wax down just where the flowers are. Now I'm going to add my color. And I'll start with my flowers again. So a little bit of yellow, a little bit of water, and I am going to use my point brush. And you're going to notice it's going to go down a little differently than what we've been doing. That wax is not acting exactly like a resist, but it is acting as a resist. So it's going down a little differently than what we're used to. It's not as smooth or as blobby, I suppose. All right, and then let's add maybe a little bit of pink. So my Dragon Fruit Delight, I need a little bit, not a lot. And you're going to notice that it's kind of resisting, but color is still being added. And I can turn it over and I can see what it's doing. So that wax is kind of keeping the colors separate from each other. They'll blend into each other, but they're staying a little more true. By putting that wax down, the colors will blend, but not as much as if I didn't have the wax down. And I can turn it over and I can see what I'm doing and turn it back and continue. So pretty. And I can just go back and forth to see what I've missed. So pretty. And then I can come in with my green. So I mean, I know the backs always look a bit crazy. But then you come in and maybe this time I'll blend a little bit of my zesty lime with maybe a little bit of my wasabi, which is a little deeper. Maybe a little bit of my yellow curry. And I'm going to go back to a flat brush. My yellow curry got absorbed into my zesty lime, but that's okay. A little more yellow curry, try not to blend it in. And I'm just painting away, just blobbing that color in all around my flowers. You can see they're just mixing all together. I even got a little pink in there. Now this is scribble, scribble, scribble painting. This is not me doing much of anything, but just trying to get some color down there, maybe add some water to blend it, kind of schmooze it. And let's see what we've got, because this is the back side. This is the front side. So now if I want that to blend out even a little bit more, all I have to do is throw some water down, grab my paintbrush, and kind of feather it out. But that wax is acting, it's keeping those colors super vibrant, super pretty. That wax just makes that little bit of difference. And here, this one. Let this one dry. This one's still wet. Do I want to add a little more to this maybe? Maybe I throw in a little bit more yellow because it kind of dissolved out because I didn't use the wax. My yellow kind of dissolved out. Well, there's a little bit more yellow going on. Okay, that's better. Don't you like that you can go back in and fix? And that black ink stayed exactly where it was supposed to stay. Now when this dries, the colors are going to change. See, look at how pretty. Love it. But then look at this one with the wax. What do you think? These are crazy easy to do. So simple to use. And I love the Gasen paper. I do. I just love it. It makes my heart so happy because you can get these stunning results so fast, so quickly. Let's go back to Radiance just a minute. Oh, I'm just going to do it. So you get 20 sheets of the Gasen paper, and you can do 2 per sheet, plus have some extra to do other things with. So that means you're going to get 40 panels. Always the smooth side to stamp on, the fuzzy side is to ink on. You're going to stamp your image on the smooth side, and the fuzzy side is where you're going to add that color. Bam. right, so let's just do these because I want to. While I'm letting everything else over here dry. Let's see, this one. And this one. And there they are. So the one I did was kind of psychedelic. Let's do a little more. We'll do one in each direction. I'm thinking to myself what I want to do. Oodles of water. It loves water. So I use my re-inkers every bit as much as I use my ink pads. How easy was that? Yes, please, I like it. Crazy simple, right? And all I did was smoosh, smoosh, smoosh. Paint, paint, paint. Lots of water. There's no mistakes. You can't go wrong. Gasen paper is unbelievably forgiving because you can go back and you can change. Okay, so let's do this one. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. We're gonna try it. How lovely they blend together. And I am just schmoozing. I'm doing a great job schmoozing, but I am just schmoozing. What other color? What if we tried to do a really what other color? Maybe a blue? I don't have an orange. I don't have my orange over here. I would have done an orange if I had my orange. I can't decide. Talk about fast and easy. We'll see what it looks like. I mean, need something else besides that green. Oh, I don't know. I think I'm okay with the green. Oh, okay. I think I'm good with the green. Look at how pretty. Oh, I'm so excited. It's so forgiving. It's so easy. It's so fast. The only thing that takes time is the drying time. And even that is, it's not bad. This one's dry. We're good to go. I'm okay with that green. I used Zesty Lime. I used Teal Deal and, gosh, I don't know which yellow I grabbed. With super quick and easy ways to look like a rock star. Yes, please. Could you use a heat tool to dry it? Yes. If you just can't wait, just don't get the heat tool too close. You don't want it to alter the color of the ink. Oh, yes, please. So these two I did on paper. But these three I did on Gasen. I tell you, I could sit here and do this all day long. I know you're like, no, you really couldn't, Stacey, but I really could. They just make my heart happy. I love the colors. I love the ease of it. I love how bold they can be or that you can mute them down depending on how much water you use. So Gasen, cardstock. Both of these are on Gasen paper. And they're meant to have that watercolory look to them. But look at how as they're drying, they're just coming out so lovely. And I love it with the wax behind it because the colors stay a little bit brighter than when you don't. They melt into each other a little bit more. So depending on what kind of paper you're using, that will determine what it is you should be doing, what kind of ink you should be using. The markers are fabulous. They're fabulous on your cardstock. The eco lines are beautiful on your cardstock, but on Gasen paper, not so much. You want to use a water-soluble re-inker or watercolor pans. If you've got watercolor pans, go for it. The re-inkers are going to probably be less expensive than your watercolor pans, but both are going to work. So as I said, I had to do some earlier because I needed them to dry before I can mat them. I can't add Stacey tape. Look, even the back looks cool. I can't add Stacey tape to them until they're dry. It'll just peel right off. Love the live wire. All right, so I did a few earlier. This is on cardstock. This is on Gasen paper. That's on Gasen paper. That one's on Gasen paper, as is that one. And this one. This is on cardstock. This is on cardstock. That's on Gasen paper. That's on Gasen paper, as is this one. And then when all of these dry, we're gonna mat them and we'll do something with them once they're all said and done. All right. So, oh, I forgot to do this one with the marker. Oh, Stacey. Okay, quick. Marker, marker, marker. Marker, marker, marker. Marker, marker, marker. 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 And marker, marker, water, water, water. Smush, smush, smush. Should have used the pointy one, but that's okay. And then marker, marker, marker. And water, water, water. Got a little bit of red in there. Let's get it clean. We're talking fast, easy. Gives you that amazing watercolor look. And yet you did not take more than 5 minutes to get it done. And I have watercolored my background. Bam. We're good to go. Ecoline markers on the right cardstock, magic. Ecoline markers on canvas and all sorts of Duralar and all sorts of stuff, magic. Love it. All right, now I did it. So now we have Gasen cardstock. All right, you guys. So I showed you the difference between Gasen paper and why you can't use Ecoline markers with Gasen paper. It just is not, it just does not make happiness. It does not make pretty. It doesn't. But the Ecoline markers on cardstock is simply amazing. Truly amazing. Now we've had Ecoline, and if you want to learn more about them, I suggest you go back to the playlist on our YouTube channel and you look for the In the Studio with Stacey playlist and look at the January classes, because I've been using Ecoline markers in all the January classes. They're just phenomenal. They truly are an amazing marker, but they come from Royal Talons, which is a fine art company, and that makes all the difference in the world. So I will have the Ecoline markers will be on sale for you. My re-inkers only will be on sale for you, not the ink pads, because I didn't use the ink pads. But I've got 24 colors, and all 24 will be on sale. This is just some of the colors. See, Elena will be so proud of me that I put the lids on. First she'll be shocked. And then she'll be so proud of me. So I've got 24 colors. We'll put all my reinkers on sale. Do you need them? If you have water-soluble reinkers, try them first. What makes mine different is that they are highly saturated. They don't make mud. They're awesome that way. And you can paint with them. There's just so much that we do with these reinkers, truly. So, but I don't want you to spend money where you don't need to spend money, and don't feel you have to have them if you've got something that works for you already. That's equally as important. We'll put the little crayons on sale for you because I like what they do on the back side. We'll do the tear palette is on sale for you. Both sets of the Yasutomo Fusion brush. This is the original set. It has the traditional bamboo storage holder. It comes with 5 of the brush tip, or the brush tip. And then we've got the new set of the flats. So those will be on sale for you. The Gasen Paper will be on sale for you. Absolutely. And then all of my Sizzix collection will be on sale for you. Knowing that next week I will be back. Next week we'll be playing with some new technology, some new dies from Sizzix that I developed and helped design. Well, I designed them and helped develop them. But we'll be using those in conjunction with my 3D embossing folder and its coordinating layering stencil. So the dies that I've helped develop with Sizzix are sentiment dies. So they'll go perfectly on here. We need a sentiment. So next week I'll be playing with the 3D embossing folder and the layering stencil and the new sentiments that I have that are, when you see them, you're gonna go, I'm sorry, what, Stacey? You're gonna go, huh? I know, but that's okay. I'm gonna show you exactly how to use them. And we've got I didn't use this one today. I should have, darn it, too late. Okay, we've got all 4 of the creative coordinations. There's an I want it all for all 4 of them that's on sale. You can buy them open stock, they're on sale. Makes no difference, whatever makes your heart happy. If you just like wallflower, I love wallflower. Well, I love Radiance, and I love Live Wire, and I love Mountain. I love them all, I do. So that's on sale for you. And of course we have the dimensional diffusers. So my whole release, you are not seeing my whole release yet. There is still 5 more SKUs that you will see next week. The dimensional diffuser works with all of the creative coordinations. They were made to go hand in hand, and you will see that in some of the samples I think I have for you. All right, is that it? I think that's it. Holy smokes, artichokes. All right, let's show you some samples. So this is Radiance. And we used my glitter. You can see where they've cut the opening and where they've stamped the sentiment. So they used the die as an aperture. But here, we used the die, so you can see it's got the double frame and the sentiment, and we went right on to our card with it. And for the dimensional diffuser, the circle, this fits right inside the circle. So you have a flat, lovely place to stamp. Again, so here you've got it on the horizontal, and here you've got it on the vertical. The idea was to give you everything you needed, to give you the stamp, the die, the sentiments, all of it in one package. Again, here, they used the die to cut the aperture and then stamped the double frame and then the sentiment. And here we've used Radiance, but they used the rectangle stamp and die that come with the starter set. Well, that goes with the starter set. That's Mountain High. This came out of Mountain High. Mountain High matches the starter set. And then here We've got the glitter going on. We've got some distressing. So we've done it in black in the background. We've got glitter on top, kind of a grungy, and then half circle using the die and stamp that come with it and the sentiments. So that's Radiance. Oh, wait, one more. Again with the glitter, you've got the double circle, the stamp that does the double line frame. You've got the sentiment and then the die that cuts it out. All in one package. Done. You are ready to create. Done. And then the radiances that we did. Are here. And done on Gasen paper for that beautiful, smooth, consistent. Look at that. It just melts into each other. And you didn't sit there and blend, blend, blend. No, you let the ink and the water did the work for you. Then we have live wire. So this is live wire. I think this is Catherine. So Catherine used it to make a vase for her flowers. Look at that. Isn't that so smart? And she's used my stencil in the back. That's next week. But there, look at that. That's live wire doing that in there. So clever. And then live wire comes with the diamond, so they've popped it up. It's got the frame that goes around that stamps the edge, and then the sentiment. And then here on the horizontal, again, you've got the diamond. So they did 2 diamonds, and then here in the center, and the sentiment comes with it. And here's live wire being used as water. Honorary SMS girl Yvette did that one. Done in glitter. This one's stinking cute. Katie, honorary SMS girl Katie did this one. And again, she used live wire as the stems for all her flowers. And there's the sentiment. Now the sentiment probably came from the rectangle set maybe, because she's done that in a rectangle. Just a note to say hello. And I like the next one. Yvette, you've got this. Here, look at what a great guy card. Done with live wire. Oh, I love this one. Oh yeah, baby. Patty Valiazé. Honorary SMS girl Patty. Oh yeah, baby. And Claire. Now Claire took a little bit of wallflower and live wire and put them together. And then we've got wallflower. Okay, let me grab. Oh, they're out of order. Hold, please. Okay, there we go. Got them in order. Okay. Oh, this one's beautiful. Whoever did this one, who did this one? Oh, Mary. Honorary SMS girl Mary. This is gorgeous. She embossed with gold and she went in, colored. You've got my oval fanciful framelit and she used the embossing element to go with that. And then sentiment. Lovely. Mary, this is beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, and then we've got one in purple. This is Yvette. Look at these. Aren't they gorgeous? So again, there's the dotty element for the frame. And then you die cut. You get it all. The sentiment, the frame, the die cut to cut it out, and the stamp. Oh, Patty. Here she just, look at, she just used embossing powder. How elegant is that? This is Yvette, honorary SMS girl Yvette, with the black and the oranges. Oh, stunning. Again, you've got the die, the frame to put the dots around it, and the sentiments all in one. Be brave, be beautiful, be bold, be you. This is Patty again, honorary SMS girl Patty. Love it. Oh, and somebody got really clever with the diamonds. Katie. So the diamonds, she got really clever with, look at that. She took wallflower and cut it all up. Look at that. That's beautiful. And here, oh, this is so pretty. This is Elena. Elena, that's so pretty. See, she did it on the horizontal. I thought you could. And then, oh, Katie, this is beautiful. Beautiful. And Claire, she did, again, there's your oval. Be bold, be beautiful. Be brave, be beautiful, be bold, be you. And this one is Gail. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Ooh, this one's Catherine, honorary SMS girl Catherine. Ooh, so she took my fanciful framelit and she foiled with it. Oh, and she embossed and she used metallics to color it in. And Yvette, just using half the card with metallics. So lovely. And then done with glitter. This is Patty. All done with glitter. And an Essentials glue pad. Okay, so then, yes, I showed those. Then we have Mountain High, which I actually didn't use today. I'm so sorry. So here, from Catherine, look at that. So here you've got the mountain scene, and then you've got the reflection. And she just made a cute little easel. But then here, Katie, she didn't do the reflection, and she used the Mountain High comes with the rectangle. Isn't that beautiful? She didn't use the reflection. Oh, here she, is this I think this is Katie. Here she did use the reflection. So with and without the reflection. Isn't that beautiful? I think those are both Katie. And this one's Katie too. Love that with and without the reflection. And then you've got the stamp and the die and the sentiments. And I know this one's Patty. So Patty kept them separate and foiled with them. Look at that. Isn't that so cool? Oh no, Yvette did this one. I would have sworn it was Patty. It has foil. Yvette, I apologize. She used my fanciful framelit. I saw foil and I thought Patty. Look at how pretty. Just done in the silhouette. Ooh. Mary. Oh, Mary, this is stunning. Wow. Oh, Claire, you guys, this is beautiful. Claire, this is gorgeous. With the reflection, absolutely stunning. And then another by Claire where she separated them, kind of did an abstract. Oh, it's beautiful. And then the last one by Elena. Look at that. The reflection. I love it. So, we did a lot. I hope you had fun. I did. You now know what Gasen paper is. It's out of Japan. It's pretty spectacular. You now know what you can and can't do with Gasen. No Ecoline markers, but on my brand new cardstock, oh, that Ecoline marker works lovely. So I hope to have that launching soon. My new Sizzix is out, and I hope you just had a fun play date today, and maybe you learned something new, or maybe it jogged your memory of something that we've done before, because we have, and you're like, oh my gosh, I have that stuff. Why am I not using it? Pull it out, especially the Gasen paper. It really is just that simple, and it makes you look so talented with just water, lots of water. It loves water, and it's not a paper that you can find readily available. So, all right, you guys, it's me, Stacey. Where are you going to find all of this? Well, my collection for Sizzix has launched globally, so you can find it just about anywhere. If a retailer carries Sizzix, they may have it. And if you want to shop there, we encourage you to shop local and shop independent, absolutely. Otherwise, it's here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. Ecoline markers you will find at your fine art store. We encourage you to shop local and independent. So if you have a local art store, go introduce yourself. Gasen paper is a little tricky. That you might not find as easily, but we've got it here for you along with the fusion brushes and the wax crayons from Yasatomo. So oodles of stuff to play with, or just grab what's in your crafty stash and start. It's a great day to play. All right, I will see you on Monday for our next Make It Monday event, where we bring you value like you have not seen before. And that will be at 6 p.m. sunny California time, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. I can't wait to share with you what we're bringing you. It's going to be a lot, but it's gotta go. So until then, I'm Stacey. This is Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Thanks, everybody. See you Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.